What is up, everybody? My name is Wadi the Crypto Hunter. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is feeling as blessed as I am and basically having a great day because it is the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Thank God it's Friday, right? That's the usual saying. So today, I just want to give a big shout out to Dr. Crypto. Thanks to him, now have a MMAI Pure World Key to the city. That was very unexpected and very generous of him. So here I want to say thank you and God bless you. If you watch this later on, then you already know. But let's say, for example, let's see the reason why I named the title ends February 14 because that is the last day that the MetaMonkey AI keys to the city will be available on OpenSea. Now, in my opinion, why this MMAI Pure World Key to the City VIP pass is so important. What up, Eddie T in the house? Smash that like button and subscribe. Appreciate you, Eddie, always being here, always showing support, man. Thank you. So, why is the key to the city so important? First, you're going to have access to one free mint of the 12 exclusive property. One key to the city NFT allows one free mint of an exclusive property NFT. The 12 exclusive property have been randomized by a third party prior to launch. Gives ownership right to property within MMAI Pure World. The other benefit is $100 in airdrop of MMAI coin when Pure Chain is released. Access to all Pure World beta releases, voting rights within Pure World, access to secret location within Pure World. Obviously, after the sale, this is the important part, people, because after the sale, every key will be burned. So, meaning all these benefits that you're getting right here, right now, they won't be available anymore because those keys will be burned. So, it says, any keys to the city not sold during initial sale will be burned. Any property not sold during initial sale will be released on OpenSea to be purchased. All owner of the free NFT property will be required to pay their own gas fee to claim their title or deed. If you guys could see the two rare arena to own, will you mint one? Minting one of these or these rare properties will give you exclusive ownership right to the entire arena. This includes naming right to the arena and all advertisement right. This arena will be used for any event or game released in the pure world. So mind you, if I want to have this, if I get this arena, hopefully, I'm really praying for that. Basically, the idea is I could name it the Wadi Stadium, the Wadi Arena, and just be able to advertise other people's token. Let's say SHIB. Let's talk about company brand, Microsoft, Samsung, anything like that. That is the importance of the arena. Obviously, any of these NFTs has an important part in everything. So This is what the arena actually looks like. And this is another thing, like for example, right here. This building is a large arena. Currently, there are billboards available on the exterior of the building for advertising in the future. The interior of the arena will be updated with the capability, to host various events. MMAI will be your tech partner and create unique area for engagement with your audience, meaning you don't gotta do it on your own. You don't gotta do it by yourself. The MMAI company will actually help you throughout the whole process. They're gonna hold your hand throughout the whole process. And that goes for any of these NFTs right here, which is the AD billboard. This is how it would look. They got the stand AD. This is how it would look. They got the electronic building display, and this is how it would look. And hold on, ladies and gentlemen, because we got Daniel Gayton in the house. What's going on, Daniel?
What is up, everybody? What is up, Waddy? I am so sorry I'm late. I had to answer a couple emails, man.
Nah, no worries, bro. And you ain't never late, bro. Don't worry about it. I
No, but
actually appreciate
I,
you being here, bro.
I need to be like Eddie T. I need to be early, baby.
Now, Eddie T, I don't know how he keeps up with all of us, but he on a roll with that.
Love that guy.
Yep. So one of the other NFTs is gonna be the store. Then we got the medium store and the small store. Also, they have the office, which that's pretty good looking right there too. It says the office space can be arranged to your liking as an office or conference room. You have access to design tools to personalize to your liking. MMAI will be your tech partner and create unique tools to help you hold virtual meeting and collaborate on different projects. Yo, what's going on, Steve? The Canadian in the house. Appreciate you being here, bro.
Appreciate
Um,
you. Appreciate you, Steve, man. It was nice to meet you the other day.
yeah, Steve, that's another one, man. Steve has been supporting everyone literally as long as I can remember. He has been a member of the A team way longer than I have.
All right.
So, but it's funny because actually, once upon a time, this is a funny thing. I don't think Steve found this so funny. In the beginning, I didn't notice really his profile. I thought it was a girl with long hair. And one day, I was saying good morning to Fan and Steve, and I was like, "Good morning, ladies." But yeah, once he did, because he has in his own channel, and one time he did a live stream, and it was based on Saitama, and I was like, "Oh, oh."
Yeah.
But Steve is a cool guy, man.
Yeah, he was definitely a cool dude, man.
Yeah. Eddie simply did what is needed, be everywhere, be positive. Eddie is gunning for my spy. He's doing a great job.
Eddie over
Oh,
here still
man, that's funny, Steve.
Eddie's over here still Steve's job, man. Listen, at least they in the chat together too, man. Who's gonna take the job?
They're fighting for that mod spot. So yeah, they got the large booth, the small booth, the medium booth, and also Let me just run through these NFT real quick. Yep, the cars. The cars, man, this you'll be able to design it however you want. You'll be able to race with them. I guess eventually rent them out. So every one of these NFT is worth the price 0.45 ETH, which is approximately around 740 something dollars, but it's definitely worth it. Now, obviously, not financial advice, always do your own research, but don't miss out on this opportunity because it's only going to be available until February 14th. This is your VIP pass. So, what's going on, Daniel? What you think about all this, man?
Man, I'm loving where we're at right now, man. Loving the project, loving the NFT sale. This is a once in this is it right here. The keys to the city when they're gone, they'll be burnt, never to be seen again. Um, and you know what? You know, to get one, you get VIP access. To get one, you're gonna get certain privileges and benefits that nobody will ever get again.
Hmm.
So they're going to become more and more rare as they burn them. So, this is an opportunity. And I understand 0.45 ETH, isn't always reachable for everybody. I get that. I understand that. But, man, if you have it and you want to actually own property in the metaverse, and plus have some VIP access, I mean, this is the future. This is where it's headed. The metaverse is the future. And you get a chance to own things before they're gone and way up there. I mean, just go look at Decentraland. When they came out with their land, man,
Yeah.
what they minted their land for, and then go in there and try to buy it for that. Now, there's no way in hell you're getting it for that original mint price. So and they don't even see that much traffic a day. um Decentraland probably only sees 60, 70 people a day. I've seen some reports. We're going to see way more than that, just on our gaming alone, plus the metaverse itself. We'll see way more than that. So
Yeah.
this is your chance to own property in an up and coming metaverse, in an up and coming metaverse space. So I mean, it's one of these things where if you have the opportunity and you have the funds and you have the ability, man, go jump on that.
That's right. Steve, this Canadian said, first, I need to change that pic. Most people are thrown off by the hood. He says, it was nice to meet you as well, Daniel. I'm starting to branch out and get comfortable on stream. So having the chance to hang with you guys was awesome. We got Maddie B in the house. What's going on, Maddie? Good
Man,
evening to all Decentraland Sons. Hello, Steve, the Canadian Eddie. Yeah, so go ahead.
yeah, I was just about to say to Steve the Canadian, man, it was great to meet you guys, man. It really was. Like, I hear so much about you guys, and then to actually sit down and have a conversation, it was actually really, really nice, man. And I appreciate all you guys. What's up, Maddie? What's up, Big Watch?
Yeah,
Big Watch, dude,
Eddie
man.
T. Eddie T says, I will be number one mud this year. And Big
Man,
Watch in the house. What's going on, bro?
you better watch out, Eddie T, because I modded up Big Watch too, man, and he can mess around and be a silent assassin.
Right. So, but yeah, these are some NFT that people don't really get it, I guess, but it's all right, man. Eventually, when they see where this is going, like for example, I was so happy when this news right here, man, was literally brought up in our space, bro.
well, well, let me just say something. Um, everybody does realize that right now the big NFT push is on, right? For MMAI. That's the big
Yeah.
push right now. But I hope everybody realizes that after February 14th, we're moving on. This project has so much stuff that we have to get out, so much news that's happening, so much stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Come the end of February, we're going to be to the point where we're talking about a whole new thing, a whole new development. We could be talking about metaverse on your telephone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, we're holding, tons of spaces about the metaverse and having to be on your phone and stuff like that. So this project is a project that's moving so fast and developing so many different things that opportunities are going to keep coming up for people. Opportunities are going to keep coming up for people to invest. Opportunities are going to keep coming up for different things. And it's one of these things where it's not slowing down. So you know I hate to say it like this, but come the end of February, we're on to the next big thing with MMAI. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
going to be the people that got the properties are going to be the ones who have the properties. The ones who have the keys are going to be the ones who have the keys. And then we'll figure out what the devs do with the rest of the property. And then after that, man, this project's got so much going on. We got to move on. So unfortunately, we don't have 4 or 5 months to talk about one specific thing. There's just way too much going on. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And and that's the thing. It's all about seeing the vision and seeing that they're actually doing what they said they're doing, and man, working hard. Like this right here too. The President Yoon of South Korea visits MMAI Partner Lab University. And this is what he had to say. President Yoon of South Korea visited Kumo National Institution of Technology in Gumi, 202 kilometers southeast of Seoul, on February 1st. He said that nurturing talented people in science and technology is the only way for the nation to survive in a world competing for technology supremacy. Now, Kumo National Institution is basically the the giant building, right? And NS Lab is inside that building. So is Canigo, and so is ICT, I believe, right?
Yeah.
All this tells me, man, that this project is not playing around. It is serious. They are being for real when they say, well, we're working with these labs, we're working here, we're working there. Because some projects could tell you, oh, we're working with Amazon, but do they really have any legit proof?
True story. True story. And the thing about it is, when you look in that picture and you see one of the government officials, they have the goggles on, right?
Yeah,
They're playing in the pure world, baby. That's what they're looking at. They're playing in the pure world. And I try to stress this on my live this morning, and then I put an MMAI video out today, and I try to stress it again because I think people that live in the United States, they don't get it, right? They don't understand it.
yeah,
The president of the United States shows up at a bunch of different places for photo opportunities, right? It's just to
yeah,
get his picture taken and move on. He doesn't even he probably can't even tell you where he stopped at in 1 week, right?
yep,
So and that's with any president because they do so much photo opportunity stuff that it's never really about business. But the
yep,
presidents, the presidents of these other countries like South Korea and India and Indonesia and places like that, their presidents don't go out for photo ops.
yep,
They go out to handle business. They're not worried about going to 10 different places in one day to get their picture taken. They're all about handling business at hand and only showing up to places that where they're going to handle business. So just the mere fact that he showed up there and is willing to invest in that college lets you know that he's talking serious business. And I think the people in the United States are so used to these photo op opportunities that they don't understand how these other countries operate. And these other countries don't operate like we operate. They
Yeah.
operate differently.
Give
So
me give me 1 minute second, Daniel. Big
all right,
watch. I hope that answer your question because I was about to answer it too. And Daniel kind of already got ahead of me because it's a way of saying, especially this part. He said that nurturing talented people in science and technology is the only way for the nation to survive in world competing for technology, competing. So, what does that mean to me? Hey man, he's loving the school. He's loving the fact that young people are learning. So he is willing to invest in that school so the student could keep on doing what they're doing. That's the way I interpret that as, and I hope that answers your question. And
it,
what up, GS? Shaman says, and so Mo Fudd in the house. What's going on?
it big
Also,
watch.
Maddie said, many of leaders do not go to company. I know Prime Minister Melani, Italy, does not.
Yeah.
So there
So
goes that part.
yeah.
We
So
got,
when these
oh, go ahead.
presidents when these presidents show up in other countries, they show up for real. They don't show up just to show up. They show up to take care of business. And big watch. Let me kind of expand on a little bit about what Wadi said and how I interpret that. I interpret what he's saying as saying, you know what? I know that technology and Web3 is the next big thing that's coming out. And I want South Korea to be at the leading edge of all of this technology. So we're gonna invest money to make sure that we're training the brightest minds possible. And that's how I interpret that to be. And I also interpret that by him being there, he's saying this is the school that's going to lead us to that next step in the technology revolution. And that's what I see him saying in that article. And I see him, really saying, this is the future, and this school is going to lead us to the future, and we're going to put our money where our mouth is. And by the president showing up, it says everything you need to say. And if you're from South Korea, you'll understand the importance of the president showing up at your school.
Yep. And big shout out to Dr. Rob in the house. I did
Man,
shout you out earlier, Dr. Rob. I said thank you so much for the key. Thanks to you. Now I have VIP access also. And God bless you, man. That's all I can say.
and can I just say to anybody that wasn't on a space today that Dr. Rob held, you missed a good space and you probably need to go back and listen to it. One, because Dr. Rob showed today what the MMAI community is all about and the things that we believe in and the things that we preach and how we are really truly a community. We're really truly a family. And two, because my man was preaching today. I
Yeah.
don't know who gave that man Wheaties this morning, but he got on one and he started preaching today. So you need to go back and listen to that space, because we really, that was a great space, and he really laid it down. But more importantly, I mean, he showed what this MMAI community is all about and how we want to grow this community more than just a token. And For that, I'm grateful to him. I'm grateful to him and to the man that he is. So I appreciate him and everything that he did today.
Yeah,
And
man.
I just leave that right there, Waddy.
Man, and I couldn't agree with you more.
Right.
Yeah.
We might have to get the food downstairs.
Uh,
Unless you
Daniel,
want to pay extra money.
do
Yeah,
you mind holding it down real quick?
I got it.
Right
I
now,
got it.
in a
Right.
couple of
So,
minutes. Not right now. In a couple of
Okay.
minutes. Relax.
Okay.
Relax. In a couple of
All right. So, Dr. Rob said, Maddie said Dr. Rob is a preacher or a priest. So let me go back real quick. Tim Shea said, "It's bullish." Let me highlight it. It's bullish. It draws attention to the university and, by extension, the project. Totally agree with you. Hold on, there was another comment that I saw. Wait. No, don't do this to me.
we got Tim
It
Shea in the
says,
house, the commissioner.
Press showing up is a major power move. It's cool that happened after SecDef visited South Korea as well.
Yep.
And Dr. Rob said, just don't get my arena. Yo, so, hold on. Dr. Rob, the only thing I can tell you, I get it, the whole swap thing, man, but like I said, it's 20 years of bad luck. Once you give somebody something to swap it back or trade it in, that's bad luck, bro. For both of us, not just you.
well, Dr. Rob, you know my plan. My plan was a little different than your plan, but I guess you executed your plan. But I'm gonna probably execute mine too. But you know, my plan gonna fold out a little bit different.
Tim Shea said, Doc, I think Daniel wants a key too. You hear that, Daniel?
No, I have keys, guys. I have keys. Believe you me, guys. I'm not saying that for a key. I'm saying that because I truly mean it. I have keys. I've been blessed in my life. I have keys. I just like to see other people be blessed as well.
Dr. Ross said, I actually pray you get an arena because it will be poetic. God does wonders. Wow, Dr. Rob, thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. And amen to that, man. Amen 7 times fold, bro. Hold on, Daniel. Hold this down real quick. It's gonna take me a couple of minutes, but I might have to go downstairs, order Chinese food so they could actually come up, but they want me to go down.
That's
So
okay. I got it. Tim, I know you were playing, man. I know you were just kidding, but I just wanted to tell everybody, how grateful I was for that to happen, and how grateful I was for Dr. Rob and Waddy, and I really truly am, I really truly am thankful for that. So, as far as this presidency thing goes and the president's visits, Waddy, you still here? I thought you was out.
Yeah, no. My wife got dressed. She said, "Forget it. I know you're streaming. I got it."
I was about to try to do my best
No,
Waddy.
go ahead. Do your thing,
I was
bro.
about to try to do my best Waddy impression.
Pretend I'm not here. Then hold on. Let me put
I was going to do my best Waddy impression. We was about to get it in.
No. Go ahead, bro. Watch.
We were about to get it in, Waddy. But let me tell you, Waddy gone. So now we can talk for real. But no, as far as this whole presidency thing, guys, man, I just, this is a bigger deal than what a lot. I think the people in the United States, we underestimate presidents showing up, and this is a really big deal in other countries. And we just can't underestimate that. We can't underestimate where we're headed. We can't underestimate where we're going with this. And I really try to drill that home the last 2 days because, I don't want people to downplay the significance of what just happened. So, that's just my stance on it. And, moving on to, we can just kick it until Waddy gets back. But moving on to this other alpha that was dropped the other day was, the game itself, right? And how that's going to come out on a mobile device. And, by doing that, I hope everybody realizes and understands that um, MMAI is going to be the first metaverse that is actually mobile, that you can play or walk around with on your mobile device. And how big of a deal that is, because um, here it is. Waddy's in the background doing this thing. So how big of a deal that is, because you think about it, how many people are really sitting around on their computers all day long? And when you look at the quality of this game and being able to, this is on somebody's mobile device, guys. And this, we're not talking about something. We're not talking about something that's 4 or 5 months, years away. We're talking about something that's already being tested in the lab and already being developed. So, we're months away, not years away, from this actually coming out on your mobile device and being able to play this game on your mobile device. But more importantly than that, we're not too far away from having the whole metaverse on your mobile device, right? So when you think about the shops and you think about buying things and you think about playing games and you think about doing all this stuff in the metaverse, now you have to think about it having the ability to do it on your phone, right? So think about just the e-commerce that comes with that. And just being able to shop on your phone in the metaverse, or being able to play a game on your metaverse, and all these little micro transactions that are going to come off of these games. And even the cars, think about upgrading the cars and paying a little bit to upgrade the cars, and the micro transactions that'll come from there. And think about, just the micro transactions that's going to come from shopping and things like that. And, nobody's sitting in front of their computer all day long, guys. That's just the reality of the world we live in. It just doesn't happen. But people always have their phone. They always have a tablet in front of them. Think about how many times you just sat on the couch and you shopped on Amazon. So eventually you're not going to shop on Amazon unless Amazon's in the metaverse, right? So this is where MMAI is going, and they're going to be the first ones to do it. So what does that mean? What does that mean for MMAI to be the first ones to do it? Well, what that means is, will it be 100% right all the time? No. But will we be the leaders of getting this technology out all the time? Hell yeah. Will we be the first ones to do it? Hell yeah. Will we reap the benefits of being the first one? Heck yeah, we will. And will that benefit the token holders? You're damn right it will. Wait until this token becomes a coin.
Oh, hold on, bro. I had to stop you. We got, ladies and gentlemen, the new Austin in the house, Sean the Crypto Smith.
We got Sean.
What is happening, boys?
Oh man, we got Sean.
What's going on?
Nothing, man. We got the new Austin. That's Sean. So
yeah, nice shades, shades.
Yeah, just taking after Austin. Yeah, he looks cool, man. When he does it, I thought I'd give it a shot.
Makes me want to put mine on. Hold on.
There we go.
Yeah. So
don't even recognize you,
guys. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna let you run the show. I promise I won't take long. And if you guys haven't subscribed to Daniel Gayton and Sean the Crypto Smith, great YouTubers, great content creator, and great friends. So in the meantime, I'll be back.
Sean, what's your take on the game, on the new trailer for the game and it being mobile?
You know what? I love it. I mean,
Me
obviously
too.
it's very similar, to the first one we saw, but the mobile at the end obviously is the piece de resistance. That's where I think it's going to get everybody.
You got me
Uh,
feeling naked over here. Hold on.
uh,
So the mobile piece you think is going to get I think so too, and that's what I was just talking about, is how this metaverse is going to be the first one to actually be mobile, be on a mobile device, right?
yeah,
So yeah, will it always be, without flaws at the beginning? Absolutely not. But will we be the first ones to do it? Absolutely. And we're all them little microtransactions that are taking place, um, is going to be unbelievable, right? Like, when you look at it from that perspective, I think, being able to shop in the metaverse on your phone, how cool is that, right?
yeah. I think I think we've talked about this before, but the e-commerce side is going to be bringing the masses in. I think that's where it begins. And gaming obviously is going to be cool. That's going to probably be a smaller subset, at the beginning, but I mean, I'm going to be gaming. I love it.
Yeah, and
But
that game looks tough on your phone, man. Doesn't it look just as good on your phone as it does? Like that video was supposed to be taken from a mobile device.
yeah, I mean, it should. So I don't see why it wouldn't. Yeah, I've got two boys, and they're both gamers, and they said that looks sick. So that's they're
Yeah.
looking forward to playing with it.
So we talked a little bit about the president showing up to the college and really giving the stamp of approval and endorsement, and really basically saying how he wants to, thinks that the technology that they're doing at the school is really gonna push South Korea forward. What do you think? What do you think about that? How big is that for MMAI? What's your
Well,
thoughts?
I think it's huge, and I did see your video, of course, earlier, and I thought you were spot on with the fact that if we here in the U.S., if Joe Biden decides, he wants to visit a factory, normally he's doing it, to solicit votes, right? He needs support for something, or any president that does that in this country. It's never really to, hey, we really need your company to help us, help America out. That's never a thing here. In these smaller countries like South Korea, that's huge for them. And it's companies like NS Labs that are working with, and that college that they're bringing these kids in to do their doctorates, or the kids, but they're men and women, to get their doctorates in these different fields, is big, and can really contribute to their tech program going forward, right? And they rely on that, and we forget here in this country that other countries out there are way more tech savvy, and are anticipating and working on those technical fields much further than we are. And, we continue to play catch up. So that's I think it was a huge deal, just like you said it. Go watch his video on everybody. Go watch Daniel's video on this the president visiting over there in South Korea. It's big.
Yeah, and we hit a little bit on that here too. Is like, presidents in other countries don't show up for photo ops; they show up for business.
Yeah.
And I think we get a little spoiled here in the United States with our presidents just showing up to take pictures, but nothing ever really gets done, no business. In other countries, that's not how business gets taken care of. They show up, and they show up with a purpose, and they don't show they don't show up just to show up.
Right. Right. And I think we've heard before from Austin and others that those companies there, those tech companies have contracts with the government, so they've been working together with them in the past. And I think I heard, it may have been Austin who said that Andrew Dr. Kim went to school with the president of South Korea, so they kind of know each other, beyond the work environment, which is cool. I mean, that's a great relationship to have.
In business is all about relationships, right? At
Yep.
the end of the day, isn't that what it's about? Hi, we got to welcome ASR fan in the building. We got to say hi to her.
Hey, fan.
She's always holding it down for us. She's always making sure she's showing up. So, Dr. Reb says NS Labs is very respected. NS Labs is hugely respected in South Korea. Hugely respected. You know, don't it feel weird, Sean, that we're sitting up in here with our sunglasses on and Austin's not here?
Yeah, I miss Austin here. I'm probably gonna have to take mine off because it's hard to read the screen with these things on. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to switch.
I'm trying to read the chat, but but it is what it is. We'll make it through. But
there we go. That's better.
But yeah, we had to do our best awesome interpretation for a minute. Sean showed up with his sunglasses. I felt a little naked. I had to put mine on. So awesome isn't going to join us, so we can take them off now. But
that's right.
But yeah, I'm pumped, and I say some, I said some things that I say, the NFTs that we have going on right now are huge for the project. But I always like to remind people too that the project is so big. MMAI is so big in what their scope is that they're working on right now, that the NFT launch and the property launch, we have until February 14th, and which is Valentine's Day, that we're gonna go ahead and shut that down after that with the keys to the city. And then, after we mint out, there's so much that we have to get to from a project standpoint. It's kind of like we got to move on, right? Is it? And how many more projects have you been invested in, Sean, that you get to a point where there's so much that you have to talk about, and there's so much that you have to do, that you can only devote a certain amount of time to really push in that particular thing because you have to move on.
Yeah, you know what? I made a list of all the projects that I've put money into before, this last 18 months, that has the amount, the utility, and the promise that MMAI has, right? And the things they've already dropped, the things that we know are to come, like the blockchain, pure chain, beta testing, all that kind of stuff. And the list is quite, extensive. Here's the list. There's exactly 0.0 projects on there that have come before MMAI that has done the things that MMAI is doing right now. So it's crazy to watch. And I know not everything is perfect. Not everything's going to go smoothly. We're going to have some bumps. There's going to be some complaints, I'm sure, along the way, and that's to be expected. Anytime you're dealing with humans, in technology. So I'd say bring it on. Let's continue the utility. I love it. What's funny is we go through these periods, and you do with any project, right, where you have these lulls, and you're just waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting for something to happen, and then like here in MMAI, there's a lot of things that tend to happen over a short period of time, and then you got to try to cover it all and get it all out there and let everybody know what's going on. Get people involved, and then it dies down a little bit, and we're kind of in that space where I think we're about to have a lot of things go, come out all at once. So, but we do have just less than 2 weeks for the sale to be over, and then we're on to the next thing.
Yeah, and I want to hit a couple things that are in the chat. Big Watch, yeah. You got your question answered in the chat, but I want anybody that's listening to hear it. February 14th is confirmed. That is confirmed date that we are going to cut off key to the city sales. That is the date. Non-negotiable. That's what's going to happen. And Dr. Rob brings up a very good point that I think is not talked about enough. The properties that are not sold may never come up for sale again. We do not know what the team's going to do with the properties that are left over. We don't know if they're going to keep them for themselves and lease them out. We don't know if they're going to leak them out on OpenSea a little at a time. We don't know what they're going to do with the leftover properties. They may say, you know what, we're going to keep all these and lease them out ourselves. So you may never have a chance to buy a property after the 14th. That may never be an option for you.
Yeah, I think that was their original. I think that was the original plan the team had. Before all of this they were going to keep the properties, they were going to be theirs, and then they would rent them out, lease them out, whatever they wanted to do with them, and then we, as community members, can go in and rent a billboard or an office space or a market or whatever. But yeah, it's this is the suspense, right? This is the part where people are like me, if I didn't already own a key, I would be frantic right now. I'd be like, you know what, I need to figure out a way. I got to get one of these things, because if these properties are no longer available, that's going to be crazy. Obviously, there's not going to be any more keys or any more opportunities to get the keys to the city, which is going to be, to me, is going to be even bigger, I think.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely want some properties. So I'm gonna keep buying until this thing's over.
Austin says he's voting not to drop any more properties. I don't. I'm not going to say that I disagree with him. The team, I think their original approach, like you said, Sean, was to lease them all. So obviously there was a plan there, right? At one point in time, right?
Yeah, they had a plan and they changed it. I'm sure Austin probably had something to do with that. We got Austin in here now. He missed my intro.
He missed the sunglasses intro.
Yeah.
We did our best Austin impression, and
This for you, Austin.
I can tell you what, Austin, you better go back and watch it, because we damn sure didn't fail.
That's right.
We did not fail.
Yeah, and I don't know what my vote would be, right? I really haven't spent a lot of time to consider, all the factors, right? I mean, I think, if I want to be selfish, I'd say, yeah, don't drop any more properties. Don't let anybody buy anymore. Just keep them, for the team, and let them, figure out what they want to do with them, what's best for the community. But so yeah, that's me just being selfish, and I'll be honest about that.
And I don't know. I don't know
Thanks,
what the
Austin.
best. I don't know what the best call is for that, but I gotta say, I think that the team will make the best call for the project, and whatever that call is what it is. Sam, Sean, you put your sunglasses back on.
Yeah,
so
I had to show Austin. I had to show Austin what he was missing.
Austin's not here.
Yeah.
So we got to take care of Austin. He's not here. So, we'll do our best to take care of him. I do want to say hi to Al and MK. They joined in. They joined in the chat. Waddy's not here, so we can't bring your chats up, but we're watching them. But yeah, I want to say hi to Al and MK. Anybody else who joined that we missed? JS, hi. Waddy's back, so he can bring you guys back now. So
yeah, it was the quickest I ever ate Chinese food. No lie.
Well, you didn't have to do that. Me and Sean were holding it down for you, Waddy. We got you like 60 new subs already, man. They all just happen to be dancers.
That's all right, Waddy. You're gonna be hungry again in a couple hours, so you can have it again.
So, but Sean, I don't know what side of the fence I fall on whether or not they should release, more properties or not. I selfishly, like, I'm like you. Selfishly, I'm like, no, don't put any on OpenSea, right?
Right. Yeah, I got mine now. Take them down.
Yeah, I got mine. So and there's nothing to say that I won't accumulate a couple more before the sale's over. I spread mine out in different wallets for different things. So, there's nothing to say that I won't add to.
So I think what's going to happen, with the keys to the city, if you're fortunate enough and you got in and you got keys to the city, I think we're going to have a say maybe in what, and maybe we're not going to have a say. Maybe the community, maybe the team's going to just do whatever it is they want to do, which is fine, but maybe there's, will be a vote to what happens to the properties afterwards. I don't know if Austin can answer that or not. If that's even something that is considered, to vote on. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
But we're talking to a little bit, Waddy, and I think like when you think about MMAI as a project, right? How many projects have we all been involved with that? You have something like an NFT sale, and when that's over, like, we instantly have to go on to the next thing, because there's so much that we have to cover. There's so much that we have to get to that we have to go to the next thing, because there's just so much there.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Obviously, they got to. We're gonna figure out. I here's some frustrating, right? I still haven't played with the wallet yet, and I'm still looking for that. Even though maybe it's not all the way complete. I know there's still a couple more versions probably to drop on the Android side, and then hopefully sometime in the near future we can get it dropped on iOS. That would be nice.
yeah, I bet you when they drop the next update to that wallet, it's going to be big. We haven't had an update in a little while, but I bet you it'll be a big one. And
Right.
I can't wait for the iOS users to be able to actually play with it. But I think it's going to be a big update. I think that's kind of what we're waiting for.
What do you think the first event will be in an arena that you'll be able to attend?
I think it's going to be, and now Waddy's take on this too, but I think it's going to be a metaverse opening party in one of the arenas, and I think Awesome Austin will probably have the YouTube feed on that.
No, I was going to say the same thing. So I was thinking maybe a grand opening party. That would be cool.
And I bet you Awesome will have the feed on that on his channel, taking up all the airtime, dropping all the alpha. So and I'll be sitting there with my avatar with my sunglasses on.
So I was just reading Awesome Austin's text here. I was just at a space with Jake and Rodney. The project is selling NFTs for 4 ETH. Did I read that correctly?
Yeah, you ready?
For an NFT.
4 ETH. What kind of NFT is that? Are they selling a live building out in the real world somewhere? What are they selling for 4 ETH?
Yeah. It looks like, so Dr. Rob is saying that NFT has no value. It's just blinding people into buying for a Lambo or Rolex drawing. Oh, so they're buying an NFT and then they're entered into a drawing to get a Lambo or a Rolex.
For 4 ETH?
Yeah, that's a hefty price for a drawing.
And people are buying that?
Yeah, that's insane.
It's basically for a chance. That's it.
And people are buying that?
Wow.
You tell everybody who thinks about buying that to come on over here and buy some 0.45 ETH NFTs, and they can actually have ownership of something.
Yeah, you could buy 8. You could buy 8 for that.
Yeah, that's just craziness. That's craziness.
Yeah.
I don't want to dog on any project, man. Maybe they got something going on over there, but I'll tell you straight up, that's just foolish.
Well, not to dog on anything, but if it's an NFT that really doesn't do anything or has any value or brings any value, to you, then there's no reason for that.
So here's the question. So you buy this NFT for 4 ETH, right? And it's your chance to win a Lambo or a Rolex, right? What if you don't win either? What's your NFT worth?
That's the question that I was gonna say. Because you're investing in a chance, but yeah, you're still giving away 4 ETH. Now later on, if that NFT doesn't go up in price, start going down. If you're lucky enough, you can sell it, and if not, you're gonna be stuck with it. Because I've been there and I've done that.
Well, that's 99% of NFTs out there.
Yeah,
you buy it. It might go up in price at the very beginning because of the hype, because people are buying them. But then, it's almost, I hate to say guaranteed, but it's nearly guaranteed that over time, and not even a lot of time, that they're going to go down and they're going to pretty much be worthless.
Well, and I like what Austin said too. Like, I'm not hating on anybody, and I don't want to hate on anybody's project, but damn, man, 4 ETH.
That's crazy.
I mean, come on, man. Like, what? Like,
and maybe you drop the 4 ETH, and you have an NFT, and they're able to use that, maybe later in the project, and it can be used for other things. If you own an NFT, then you get access to some kind of like he's they're doing keys to the city kind of deal. I don't know. I haven't looked up the project, but hopefully there's something more to it than just a drawing.
If they're selling an NFT for 4 ETH, I don't even need to look the project up. I'm good.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, it is a lot. 4 ETH, that's a ton of money.
You know how much MMAI that would buy you?
Yeah, that's like 20 million.
Yeah, I like
somewhere down.
You could split you could literally split 2 ETH in the MMAI token, and you could split 2 ETH on the NFTs and end up with what? 4 NFTs?
Yeah, get four keys, 4 properties.
Yeah.
All right, so I just had to say this, shout out to 2 big celebrities on my stream. We have Awesome Austin and Ben Diesel, ladies and gentlemen.
I like it.
Yeah, Waddy contacted my agent a little bit earlier, and he told me it was all right for me to come in here and chop it up with Austin and Waddy about crypto. This is not a paid promotion. I'm not getting paid to be here.
Yeah. I'll have my people get in touch with your people, and they'll have lunch or something.
Hey, Waddy, what's the chance of any of the MMAI YouTuber making an appearance on one of the both YouTuber show to bump our projects, feature Jay Gorani? I honestly don't know. I guess you have to request what YouTubers you want.
No, here's the deal with that. Well, I don't know about all of them. I don't know. I'm not going to speak on it. I know that there's one vote. Show where you have to integrate change into your website in order to be on it. And then there's another one. I think you might be able to go on and say something, but that's an Austin question. Big Watch. Austin is in charge of our outreach, and if he decides to do that, we'll all show up.
Yep. And this one right here, Austin said, "I'm Paul Walker to Daniel's Ben Diesel."
Yeah, I was just going to say, Space Chick already does. She does both. She kind of represents both projects. She does a good job at it. Ask all those communities to buy some keys. Yeah, that's the thing. Is where else do you go? You just got to keep putting it out there.
Yeah.
Austin said, "Ride or die, baby."
That's right. I'm riding or dying. Listen, Austin said it best. I think it was Austin this morning on a Twitter space. I'm going to ride this project up, or we're all going to ride it down together, man. But we're in this thing all the way. The way. So,
well, you don't really see like when you talk about other projects, and not to be negative about any specific project, but it's they all kind of end the same, right? We have a small handful of projects that are even still around. Volt's one of them, right? And Volt's a good project, great community, but you can kind of see how these projects slowly die out over time, because the hype goes away, the utility just isn't there, there's disappointment after disappointment, and then you have other projects where the tokenomics just weren't right, and they didn't really set it up right in the beginning, so they have to keep selling their own tokens in order to pay for the project going forward, and that kind of screws the community, and it's just kind of a death spiral. I'm not necessarily talking just about Terrarium, but but whether that project lives or dies is going to be because the community stood behind it. Right, not that the devs, did anything great, even though they do have to follow through on their commitment and on their, their roadmap or whatever. But the community still has to be behind them. If they lose the community, the project's dead. Right, that's what happens. So, as long as MMAI continues to do the things they're doing, they're hyper aware of the community and how things look because they have Austin there. It's like, hey, this is how it works in the crypto community, right? You can't just do things like regular business, and stay behind, and sit in your big office and not talk to everybody, not have that transparency. So that's what we get with MMA, and I think that's why this thing, will continue. I think for quite a while. And if you ever lose that, then you start to lose the community. Then these things slowly go away.
And Sean and Wadi too, how impressed are you with our community?
She's coming.
Okay. Well, me, man, I'm beyond impressed. Like, let's say, for example, I totally agree with Sean. One thing you don't want to lose is the trust of the community, because once you lose that, you might as well bury the project or bury yourself. Now, with this community, you gotta say, man, it is amazing because they do help push the project out. They got each other's back. I mean, look at what happened today on the crypto space. That was unexpected, to be honest. And man, like, if all community would think about helping others, I feel like that would be great. Instead about just being first, like, instead of being helping each other, they're more like competing against each other. And I don't think that's right.
Yeah. So how bad would it be if I did a complete 180 now? Because I just replayed what I said back in my mind, and now I'm considering going the other direction with it. So because these companies exist, they already existed. They've been around a long time.
Mhm.
Honestly, they don't need us.
They don't.
Right. So if you think about it, they don't need us. If the community went away, they still build, right? They can still do whatever they want to do. They didn't have to put crypto into this. They could have built this and just used fiat currency, to buy in-game stuff and shop in the metaverse and do all that kind of stuff. They didn't have to use crypto for that. They decided to invite basically another industry into their business, which is super cool. But thinking playing it back in my head, I'm thinking, wait a minute, these guys already have a big business. If we lose trust in them, their business doesn't go away.
Yeah,
They're still going to be there. They're just going
and
to
I think
power
it's
ahead.
and Sean, I think you hit on a very great point when we talk about our dev team, because let's take it back, right? Let's just take it back to token launch. The majority of the majority of the profit, or whatever you want to call it, went into liquidity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden we started stacking up these exchanges, right? 3 of them. I don't want to say we stacked them up, but we got 3 or 4, right? So there wasn't enough money in taxes to pay for them exchanges. Where do you think that money came from, right? So they didn't
they're
need
self-funded.
they didn't need I mean, shouldn't say they didn't need, but they didn't use our money to seed that, that piece of it. And then when you get to this blockchain development and all that stuff, they cut $1 million check to NS Labs for this technology that we currently have. And there's probably a whole bunch more money going on behind the scenes that we're completely unaware of, because that's just how business does things. So when you really boil it down to its nuts and bolts, right? What are they really gaining from the cryptocurrency holders outside of us being part of their business, right? They're not making any money from us. They're not. Our taxes aren't paying for the development of all this stuff. They're not making money off of us. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I don't think they could now with kind of where we're at, with 1,100 holders or 12 or wherever we're sitting right now. But yeah, there's not enough money there for them to actually use to build.
And even our taxes aren't even set up for them to make money. When you look at where our taxes go, the taxes that we're paying right now, and then when we become a coin, hopefully we won't pay any. But when you look at that, it's not even set up for them to make money off of us as cryptocurrency holders. you know.
Right. Right. They're
Um,
just bringing in they're just bringing in a new community basically. And who knows the reason? I don't know if we've heard, why did they decide to build their own, blockchain and cryptocurrency and all that stuff.
so I've said this from the beginning, and I guess Sean, you just helped me drill my point home. Is I'm actually happy that they gave us the opportunity to participate in their business, where a lot of other cryptocurrencies, the devs need to give the community the all the fruits of the labor because they help build whatever they have, right?
Right.
If you got to swap, if you got to exchange, if you got a play to earn game, whatever that is, the taxes from the community actually paid for that. In this case, we're actually allowed to invest in their business,
Yeah.
and that,
Early.
yeah. So
Yeah. No,
I
you're
just
right. And that's it. That was weird. I just replayed that. I'm like, wait a minute. What am I talking about? That doesn't fit this narrative. This narrative here is they are already a business and this a
Yeah.
well-established business. They don't need us. Right. They're including us. And that's a bonus, I think, for all of us who sit here now and who are in early. And we'll talk about this a year from now and be like, yeah, I remember a year ago when it was a token and it wasn't a coin. The metaverse wasn't even out yet, and there was no shopping. The wallet was still beta and all that, and we'll be laughing about it, I think.
a
Yeah.
year from now we're going to be sitting here going, damn, I can't believe I bought that for 3 zeros. For 3019, 3023, like damn, like
Yeah.
why didn't I buy more? Like I messed up. you know?
No,
Yep.
that's the thing that damn. I drank juice right now, and it messes with my voice. So that's one thing right there that people don't understand. Let's say for example, right now we're getting a 4 zeros, 3 0, even 5 zeros. An example. Later on, when I'm not saying that's gonna happen right away, but I do believe that it is possible when MMAI actually go to 1 penny, 2 penny, 3 penny. That's when you're gonna be looking at your wallet and you're gonna be like, damn, $100, and I just turn it into 60K.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything is possible. Obviously, time will tell.
Yeah, yeah,
And the big thing really is when does the mass marketing and people start to kind of come in, and who knows if it's just going to be a slow trickle over many months that ends up building, or if it's just going to be a mass inflow at some point. Something happens, and there's maybe a well published event that's going on in the metaverse that kind of draws a lot of eyeballs to it. So that's the part I like, is the not knowing how this is going to play out.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know it's a solid company. It's a solid project. I'm behind it all the way. I feel like it's going to be as successful, but how long does it take to, and I guess, what do we consider success?
yep.
Rackets in the house.
Racket Club, what's
Rackets
up,
in
bud?
the
Yeah, I was gonna
house.
say what up, Record Club, and what up to everyone that came here. I saw Fan, Austin, Crypto Mike, and everyone else that I missed while I was stuffing my belly. I apologize, but hello. um, so the thing is that any token, let's not talk just about MetaMonkey AI. When you get any token below, like I remember B Chain. I spoke to a friend of mine and I told him, look, bro, I believe this project got a lot of potential and I believe it could get places. And he only invested $3,000. Held on for about a year Yeah, like a year and a half. Those $3,000 he turned into 500,000.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Like people don't know the possibilities of you owning a token that it's real with real world utility and everything else.
So with MMAI, you don't have to think about or wait for results.
Yep.
The results are right here in front of your face. And Big Watch was with me this morning early, and I said this, and I'm not scared to say it at nighttime, just like I'm not scared to say it in the morning. Everybody sat around and said, I don't think that MMAI is going to be able to produce what they say they're going to produce, right?
Yeah.
So what did they do? They shut their mouth, they put their heads down, they went to work, and they produced, right? And then everybody said, well, I think NS Labs is fake, right?
Yeah.
That's not real, right? So what happened? The dev team took Austin out there. He did some live streaming. He met people at NS Labs. He did what he needed to do. Now
Yep.
everybody sat down and was quiet for a little while, right? Didn't have anything else to say. And then here we are. Article comes out about the president of South Korea showing up at the lab, right?
Yeah.
Now, everybody else that was saying that there was no partnerships or why are you partnering with people or partnerships aren't any good. Well, guess what? This is what partnerships get you. So what did this just do? It made everybody sit down again and be quiet for a little while. So at the
Yep.
end of the day, this team has done nothing but produce, and they produce time and time again. And every time somebody has something to say about MMAI, they don't come back, they don't reply, they don't do any of that stuff. They just produce something else and drop a bombshell on you. That's all they do. And,
Yep.
and that's the making of a good team. That's a good solid team. We haven't even got to a 6 month review yet, and you look at what's out there. Uh, you have a beta of a metaverse. You have a beta of a pure wallet. You have an NFT launch with keys to the city, and people getting ready to own real property. I say property as billboards, real ownership of something, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then we haven't even talked about the blockchains. We haven't even talked about the token going to a coin. We haven't even talked about the games, right? So you have a beta of a game that's out. I want to say a beta because it's being tested in the lab, not only on a computer but a mobile version, right? You have something that's being tested in the lab where the metaverse is getting ready to go mobile. Okay, so all that's been done in less than 5 months. We haven't even got to a 6 month review of the project yet. Dr. Rob did a 3 month review. We haven't even got to a 6 month review of the project yet.
Yeah.
So name me another project that can say that they did that in that amount of time, and I'll invest in that project. So until that happens, I don't think me personally, and this is how I feel, and I'm on my soapbox right now. I don't care. Me personally, how I feel, until you can show me another project that has done that, everybody else can just be quiet. All the rest of the projects can be quiet. People, you need to go do this and you need to go no, we don't need to do anything other than what the hell we're doing right now. That's what we need to do. Because at the end of the day, that's what works. So it's always nice to do more and all this and that, but how much more do you want? How much more do you want from this team? What more can this team give you that you haven't already seen? What more can this team give you? Don't ask MMAI to give you anything else until you go to another one of your projects and ask them to give you a quarter of what MMAI is giving you. And if you're not standing on your soapbox and you're not asking another project to give you a quarter of what MMAI is giving you, then don't come back in here asking for MMAI to give you a damn thing. And that's the way I feel.
That's right.
Yeah, 100%, man. And that's, people are gonna, if people don't like a project for any reason, they'll find a reason not to like it. It doesn't really matter, right? And you just like you said, man, you just sit back and you let them work. And utility trumps everything, right? Utility trumps your bad ideas. Utility trumps your negativity. The monkey project you didn't like, in the beginning. Utility trumps all that stuff. So, we don't need to worry about it.
I hope I didn't get Austin in trouble by going on my rant, but I tend to go on a rant every once in a while. And fan, if I upset anybody in Telegram, you tell them I'm sorry. You tell them I'm sorry in advance.
No, the thing is, like I was saying, on his face, which other project could say that they have companies standing behind them? Which other project could say that they have partnered up with LG or Samsung or anything like that? And better yet, let's be more specific. Which lower micro cap project has actually done that? If you guys can name one, if you could name one,
Yeah,
I would do
yeah.
any live stream for a whole month. If you could name one.
Well, the projects that exist right now that are still, that still have life in them, right? We're talking about Volt, right? They're chugging right along. I don't know where they're going to end up, where they're going. They've got their utility out there, but everything exists in the crypto space. And I've said this before, and it's not a dig on them. It's just that's what they're doing, right? That's they didn't start out to be a metaverse company or build an offline wallet or any of that. So that doesn't matter. But they're building their utility inside the crypto space, and my focus is utility outside of crypto, and that's so I don't see any other projects like this. The microcap projects that exist. There isn't another one. I can't see another one. Maybe a game, something like WagMe, that you can play a game that obviously people you don't have to be into crypto, in order to play that game. I don't know where it's at in its progress, but there are a couple of small ones out there that may make it. But this one here, I think, stands head and shoulders above any of that, just because of the companies behind it, right? Those other projects don't have companies like this behind it. They are their own company. That's it. The devs are the company.
Yep.
So there's nothing to compare it to.
And I'll get on my soapbox again, because we're not going to compare this token to a lot of other tokens. We're just not going to do it. It's not fair to MMAI. It's not fair to MMAI. It's not fair to the team. And Sean, you're right. There's other tokens out there that were created strictly to be a community token. They never intended to have utility. They never intended to produce anything. And we've all invested in them. The reason that Shiba Inu has to go to so many different tokens is because their contract was renounced, because they never planned on doing what they were doing now. They never planned on being this big, right? Let's just be honest about the situation. And they were just strictly supposed to be a community token that blew up way, way, way beyond what anybody ever thought.
Yeah.
Saitama was in the same boat. That's why their marketing wallet wasn't there. That's why the contract was written the way it was. That's why they had to go to a V2. Besides piss poor management, I'll give them that credit, that their contract was bad to start, because it was never intended. When Saitama came out, it was never intended to really give you any type of utility at all. The contract was never written that way. It was going to be a pump and dump, and that's what it was supposed to be, and it blew up to something bigger. I own Volt. I own Volt on the B&B side and the ETH side. I own a lot of Volt. Volt's a community token. It's just now starting to roll its utility out with the Volt change and the Flex. It's never Volt's contract's not written for them guys to be a blockchain. So anybody that thinks that they're going to be a blockchain is sadly mistaken because their contract's not written that way. And they could never be a blockchain with the supply that they have. So you have to be honest about what you're investing in and where you're going. And MMAI is different. MMAI, when they came out, their true intention was to be a blockchain. Their true intention was to give utility. Their true intention was to give back to the holders. Their token supply and liquidity prove that. Their contract proved that. The way it was written, the way their token supply came out, the way their liquidity came out, and the way that they're operating things now. So we have to be honest about what we're invested in. We have to be honest about what their true intentions are, right? And MMAI is different. MMAI is you have to look at more like a blue chip than any other token that's out here.
It just hasn't reached that status yet because they're building, like you said, that we haven't even reached the 6-month mark.
Yeah.
You know, imagine where we're sitting in another 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is. And not to, like I said, you know, I'm not trying to, put down any project. Every project, started out to do whatever it is they're doing. And hopefully they end up doing that. But there's very few. And that's my point is there are probably 1 out of 20, 1 out of 30 that we know of, right. That were named in the community that even exist today that made it past the 3-month mark or the 6-month mark. They just never made it. Right. Right. Yeah. And then the ones that did, they're gonna go until they can't go anymore. And unfortunately, I think whenever regulation, kicks in, could be this year, maybe it's next year. I don't know. I think some of those projects are going to go away, or they're not. They're going to be banned, out in the U.S.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to get at too, Sean, because you brought up a perfect thing: regulation. In the way that I think regulation is going to shake out. If you're not a blockchain that's running on your own coin, you're security.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but having to docs, right? They're going to need to know who is running the show, who owns what, especially in this country. And so things like Volt, they won't be able to exist here. They'll have to go and do whatever it is they're going to do, but it'll be outside the U.S. Shiba Inu's the same thing.
So. I want think about that for a minute though. If you're not a blockchain and you're running on top of a blockchain and you're just a token, you're technically you meet the criteria for security.
Well, literally, and this was what I think. I was thought about this also in conjunction with MMAI. I want to say 100% of cryptos, especially in the community space, the meme token or DeFi, whatever. Whatever label you want to throw, every single one of them had an ICO, right? Had a pre-sale, launched their project, sold their tokens, used that money to fund the business that didn't exist before. And that is absolutely a security. Every single one of them can be sued by the SEC if they're operating inside the United States.
And I'll take it a little bit further for you, Sean. If you're given reflections, or any type of thing, exactly, Sean. You fit right into what they call a dividend stock, and you definitely are a security. And not only are you a security, but you have additional regulations that you have to follow because you're a dividend stock. So, and I don't say that to be negative on crypto at all. But what I do say is, you better damn sure look at your project and see if they can meet them criteria.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not to be negative. It's just the truth, right? That's what's going to happen, right? It's whether you like it or not, whether you want it to happen or not, is completely irrelevant. That is coming down the road, and every project is going to have to prepare for that.
And here's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, but I'll talk about it. Ethereum went from proof of work to proof of stake. When they went to proof of stake, did they just make themselves a security?
Well, Gary Gensler thinks so. He said it himself.
Yeah,
Where
that's
he's
the
gonna,
elephant in the room nobody wants to
Yep.
talk about.
Yep. What do you think is going to happen if the SEC drops a lawsuit on the Ethereum Foundation or the
I
Ethereum
think they'll
Alliance?
win.
Yeah, but before they actually go after Ethereum, I think they first want to finish up the case with XRP.
I don't think Gary Gensler's going to go after anybody. I think what's going to happen is they're going to come out with regulations and they're going to say, here's what it is, guys. Here's what it is. You meet these criteria, your commodity, you meet these criteria, your security. In order for you to operate in the United States, you need to take care of these particular things, and you need to meet these criteria. If you're a security, you got to register as a security. If you're a commodity, you need to register as a commodity. If you don't do so, if you fail to do so, then we'll go after you. But I think there's going to be that grace period that they have to get that paperwork together and all that stuff. But everybody thinks that they're going to come out with crypto regulation. I don't believe that they are. I believe they're going to take crypto and they're going to fit it underneath the existing regulations that already exist. You're not going to have a stock market regulation and then a crypto regulation. That's not going to happen. Not here in the United States. You're going to have, where do these fit under the existing regulations? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, and I may not agree with that. I don't think they can. I don't think they can fit crypto underneath the existing regulation.
I think they're going to try.
Yeah, and maybe they do, and maybe they fumble around with it for the next several years, and then realize at some point that it just doesn't work for technology. 1946 laws don't really help in today's society. So that's
and that's why I'm so happy that MMAI is getting their blockchain. It's getting their blockchain, and they're actually coming out with a coin, and they're actually going to run their own blockchain, because I think it takes them out of that whole security conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And it's funny because I talked to somebody about, like for XRP or for Ripple, let's say, and they say, well, why can't Ripple just come out and apply to be a security? Just fill out the paperwork, pay the fees. It's really very inexpensive to actually do all the paperwork, and you need lawyers and stuff, but there's no like massive fee you have to pay to register with the SEC. It's actually fairly simple. The problem isn't the registering with the SEC. The problem is that now, because you're not a public company, you're private equity, and you can only be purchased now. People in the U.S. could only purchase it if you're a qualified investor, right? And now they want to make it $10 million of net worth in order to meet those requirements. So that's the problem that exists, and that's why people say, well, just go do the right thing and register with the SEC, and then no big deal. Well, it is a big deal. It's a very big deal. Nobody in the U.S. is going to buy your token or your coin, if they're worth $10 million or more, right? You kind of screwed yourself, and then you opened yourself up to only being purchased by wealthy individuals and corporations, and then they control you. So that's the problem.
I got to answer these questions about these basketball questions that are going on in the chat. First of all, today's basketball is nothing like the 90s and the 80s basketball. Back then, you actually had to play through a foul and not just get touched and get a foul called because you just got your pinky slapped. That's not the way that works. That's not the way that it works back in the day versus now. A lot of these superstars that are shining now, they couldn't handle an 80 or 90 game season playing and banging on the boards and taking stuff to the lane the way that them boys did when Jordan and all the rest of them guys had to take that abuse. A lot of the players couldn't hold up against Jordan in the Detroit rules. Like, that just wasn't happening. So they would be, you think that some of these NBA players cry now? If they played in the 80s and 90s, they would really be crying, because you know, Dennis Rodman wasn't playing with you. Anthony Mason wasn't playing with you. Ben Wallace wasn't playing around with you. These guys, when they followed you, Bill Laimbeer wasn't playing around with you. You know, when they followed you for real. Like, there was none of this baby stuff going on right now. That's going on right now. So, and they actually play defense. Today's NBA, they play zero defense until playoffs start. And then all of a sudden they remember that they have to play defense. Back in the 80s and 90s, they played defense 80, 90 games straight. So you can tell Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman not to play defense. That's all they knew how to do. And Anthony Mason, you weren't going in the lane on him. So that's I'm just saying.
Yeah, and that goes for all sports. Imagine the quarterbacks in the NFL today playing in the 70s and 80s.
Man,
right? There's no way they get destroyed.
Well,
imagine
Could they get
could you
hit? They
imagine
get
a
hit every
receiver?
other play. You didn't get roughing the passer calls like you do today.
No.
Yeah.
These receivers that are running free over the middle because they don't got to worry about their head getting turned around.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you weren't running free over the middle with your arms stretched out.
No.
You
were wondering which hospital you were going to.
Yeah, you would be wondering whether you were at a trauma 1 or a trauma 2.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a much tougher. Sports in general, I think, was much tougher back in the day. Not that they're not tough today. I'm not saying I could get out there and mix it up with the linemen, but just watching them, you know, I've watched them for decades, and it's definitely gotten a lot. Let's just say more sensitive. I can't watch, you know, soccer or football, you know, for you Europeans. Can't watch it. Right, the flopping is unbelievable. Right, and I don't know if that just started, you know, a decade ago, but the flopping that goes on, and it goes on in basketball too. And I don't watch much basketball. I'm not going to pretend like I know a lot about it, but I've watched enough to see people flop for no reason. You know what I mean? It's just, to me, that's not a sport. You're acting,
man,
and you're in the wrong line of work.
Gotta say what's up to Francis, man. Francis, how are you, brother? Miss you on them Twitter Spaces.
I used to play wheelchair basketball, and even on the wheelchair, you know, like, we play rough. Nowadays, you know, and even the last game I watched, it was when Scottie Pippen was still in the game. Um, that was one of my favorite basketball player, and obviously Jordan. Come on, man! Like, he was top notch when it came to basketball. And now I don't know who's who. I do know who LeBron James is, but I know who Kobe Bryant was. He was also a good player. Shaquille O'Neal, who doesn't know him, and that's it. I haven't watched or heard or anything related to basketball like 6 years already.
Well, and I'll tell you,
I haven't watched any sports.
and I'll tell you, it starts with the kids, right? And I see it I used to see it firsthand when I coached basketball on a high level when we had the traveling teams. When I grew up, we played at the park against older people, right? We had to go to the park and play basketball, and you had to say, "I got next," and you had to pick your five, and you had to go out there, and if you won, you stayed on the court, and if you lost, you got off. It was that simple, and you hope that a whole bunch of people lost so you could get back on again. You had to play through fouls. You know, you couldn't be a young guy out there and call a foul on an older guy who's out there playing basketball because everybody's gonna laugh at you. So you got to learn how to play through that. And what I found when I was coaching these teams is we put our kids in what I call a perfume society now when it comes to sports. Everything is controlled. Everything is inside. It's all controlled. It's all officiated. And they just don't have that they don't have that dog in them anymore. They don't have that fight in them anymore when it comes to that. They just don't have it anymore. And it starts with how, we allow them to be in a perfumed society. Everything is regulated. Everything is inside. Everything is, there's officials everywhere. Nobody plays at the park anymore. Nobody gets roughed up anymore. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
kids are soft,
Yeah. And they're that way. And it's unfortunate, that they're that way all across the spectrum, and not just sports. It's life in general right now.
Mhm.
And it's too bad. I taught my
All right.
kids. I coached football for them when they were younger, and they knew, it's okay to get smacked and get back up and go take care of business if you got to. Don't get pushed around.
I'm gonna have to jump off in a second, Waddy.
Yeah, I got to get going too.
Actually, I'm gonna end it anyways. It's about to hit that time. I gotta dedicate to the wife. But both of you guys, thank you. Really appreciate you being here. And thank you everyone that was in the chat. Really appreciate you guys being here. So when you get the chance, go sub to Daniel Gayton and also Sean the Crypto Smith. And if you haven't, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. With that being said, any last words from you guys?
I just want to know where the hell Racket's been.
Racket, I guess that's on you, bro.
Yeah, he slips in and out. Occasionally he's gone for a while, and then he just pops back in.
He used to be here all the time. Now he's gone again. I hope he's working on that project he talked to me about a long time ago.
Yeah, the Wigan Warriors, Racket. What happened with that, bro?
I don't know, but I'm ready. I'm ready for him to come on my channel and drop some alpha on that.
Definitely.
There we go.
Definitely. Sean.
No, I'm good, man. I'm just gonna go. I got a video to start to put together, and that's about it. I'm gonna try to chill out a little bit this evening. Wife's gone for the weekend, so got the house to myself. That's it.
Okay. Well, with that
Sean,
being
I'm gonna try to catch you tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'm actually what time are you going on tomorrow?
8 o'clock Eastern. 6 o'clock my time.
I should be landed by then. I'm gonna be leaving New York for a week or so. I gotta go take care of some stuff. So I'm gonna try to catch you. Hopefully I'm landed by then, and I can catch you, and I don't miss you.
All right, man. Excellent. Have a good flight.
And if I'm
Thanks,
not
Waddy.
doing anything, Sean, I'll tag along too. And with that being said, everyone have a good night and God bless everyone.
All right. Thanks, Waddy.